Hey, this is Judgment Awaits, and this is part 13 of my Darksiders 2 walkthrough. In this episode, we are on the Eternal Throne. We're heading to try and see the Lord of the Bones. That means we're going to have to get through here and get through the Gilded Arena, and I'll show you all about that. Now, this episode is filled with a lot of these types of jumps and everything. These jumps are the type of things that drive me nuts in this game, and I tend to really struggle. I think I have like 40 some environmental deaths. That means places that I've fallen off these things and everything like that. So they can be a little bit of a pain in the butt for me. And I always get a little bit nervous, especially when on those little posts like you'll see here in a minute. I just tend to, I don't know, not freeze up, but get a little cautious, and then I end up killing myself as a result. I think this right here was the sequence in particular that was kind of making me a little bit more nervous. And not necessarily this part, but this part coming up. Yeah, as soon as I go down on this thing right here, this post, yeah, that's when I get a little bit nervous. Especially when you have to jump and shoot your death grip out and catch those things twice in a row and then land on that post. You know, I know it's kind of automatic and everything like that, but I always do things like that where I miss. Ugh. But made it through it. You actually have to do that kind of twice, but I kind of fast forward and cut some of that out. But just expect to have a lot of those types of jumps in this part. Alright, so now we're kind of in the center of the ship, coming into the open area. Here you see some like ghost type people, and there's where you want to get to. So this, as you can see, is called the Eternal Throne. It's this big ship, and this is where the Lord of the Bones supposedly is at. But you got to get to talk to the Chancellor before you can get to the Lord of the Bones. So as you're coming into this area, you're going to end up meeting this guy.
What did the Chancellor send you? Well, horseman. I've beaten death once, and I can do it again.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Of course not. You still reek of hope. You couldn't have met the Chancellor.
That's the guy that you go to in order to learn new moves and to train. But after you talk to him, go up in this area and try to get in here.
No one disturbs the Lord of Bones without say of his Chancellor.
A rider? In the kingdom of the dead? No, no, this will never do. I must speak with the Lord of Bones.
Oh, that is not possible.
My lord attends his realm, a burden beyond even your ken, horseman.
And what is your use as a doorstop?
There is but one way to draw him from his slumber. The Gilded Arena. Here mortals are offered a last chance to earn freedom from the grave. A boon that includes an audience with the king. Defeat the arena's champion and return here with its skull. His Majesty will grant you an audience.
And where is this arena?
Fret not, horseman. We have already arrived. What is it now?
Let me speak to the Lord of Bones, and I will spare your champion. And perhaps you as well, Chancellor.
You cannot slay that which is already dead. But you're welcome to try. In the arena.
Forget what I said about sparing you, doorkeeper. Tell me about the King of the Dead.
His reign is eternal, his word is law, and his time is invaluable. I ensure that he need only speak with those who are worthy.
Then you must rarely see him, Chancellor. Oh. What does Echidna have to do with your kingdom? Last I heard, she had one of her own.
The Shadow Realm, Isalik, yes, where the Sisters Sightless spin their webs. Many of my lord's foes escaped there when his rule was still young. We hunted them down. Echidna herself barely escaped. Perhaps she took shelter here, and yet weaves her evil.
Your king is not the first to rule here, is he, Chancellor?
There was another, a creature called Argul, too mad to be kept upon the throne. I helped my lord be rid of him, and even destroyed a few of his servants. Tisk, tisk, what would my lord do without me? Do take care in the arena, horseman. Should anything happen to you, I'm not sure if I could live with myself.
Man, I'd really like to take out that Chancellor and that training guy. But hey, head on over to the Gilded Arena. This is going to be where you find the 3 things that you need to call the champion, and then you're going to end up fighting him, and I'll have that in the next video. That is an epic boss battle. Alright, pretty cool. Alright, so head down in here. This is the first door that you'll come to. Whenever you come into these rooms with these green glowing lanterns with the light, try moving them. You just come and look for a bar on the side here, grab a hold of it, and then you can rotate it. If there's a locked door in the room, a lot of times this will open it up when you shine that light onto them. Usually there's some green little circle on the door, and that gives you a hint that the light needs to be shined into that. So I shined it over here, and now I'm going to go open that door, except for I accidentally move it. Alright, let go now. Come on. There we go. Alright, so now that you have that opened up, you can go through there. Now make sure you check the bottom of this room. I think there's a treasure chest down there. But then just do the wall grab, do the death grip, pop over here, and you're going to be almost to the actual arena. I think the arena is just up these stairs and outside.
Behold, a challenger enters the arena.
But what does he seek? Absolution from death.
No! This one yet to live. Quiet! He would tell us his cause. Speak, challenger. I'm here to defeat your champion. And so all challengers boast, but most leave in torment.
Their souls burn from existence, and our champion all the stronger for it.
Enough! Bring out your champion.
There is power in this one, power enough to do as he claims.
But our champion is no cur to be summoned at will. You must draw him forth. This altar holds his power. The souls of all he has slain and consumed. And up.
Alright, so we learned we need 3 animus stones. I wish it was only 2. You know, after about 2 of them, I'm ready to get on with the boss fight. But we're going to have to get all 3 of them. So you want to head in this door up here. It's the only one that's open. And then just head down this stairway. On the way down, there's going to be a couple jumps that you have to make and a couple wall climbs and everything like that. But nothing too difficult. Eventually, you'll come to this room, though, and have a nice battle that you have to do with all these guys. Now that's just about a third of the fight you'll have, but after you beat those guys, head on out over this way. You'll come to this room, and this room gave me a little bit of a problem trying to figure it out, but eventually did. So you come up on here, hit this pressure plate, you'll grab this shadow bomb, and you'll take it and clear out the crystalline structures. The one straight ahead has a treasure chest, but this is the important one. And here you will find a lantern, and in all three of these quests to find the stones, you'll find a lantern in different places. So grab it with your death grip, and you basically want to come up on here and plant it right here on the pressure plate. Now after you do that, come inside this room and you'll do your typical wall jumping and grabbing and everything like that. After you make those jumps, then you want to come up and go down this hallway. Don't go in there, just go straight all the way back and to the left. There'll be a switch up here that you need to pull. After you pull that switch, those gates will come down, or I should say push, and you'll be able to grab that lantern. So grab the lantern, bring it back up here, and go out the way that you haven't gone before, the way that I almost went first off. Now when you come in here, you see that prompt to press your B button. Press it, you'll put the lantern up there, and then you'll have something that you can turn once again. Remember, every time that you find these things, you pretty much need to turn them. There's that green circle, so I know that I need to turn this light to face that way to open it up. Alright, now head through here, and this is going to be where you find your first stone. You'll always come to a dungeon type area with each of these stones, and it's pretty much the same way every time. But you want to go up here to the left on this ugly looking thing, and his nose is actually the stone. You'll just automatically turn into the Reaper. Well, I guess you have to press the B button, and the Reaper will go rip it out. Now every time that you do that, there's a little battle that you have to fight. This time, the first time, is just with some bugs, and so I kind of fast forwarded through it and I didn't even bother showing it to you. But as soon as you take out whatever pops up after you grab the stone, usually a door is going to open up or a passageway is going to open up, so you know to go through it. So head on over there. And it's pretty obvious where you need to go. A door will open up for you like that. Now, I'm not going to show you all 3 times getting the stone. It's pretty much the same thing every time. I am going to show you something special about the last time though, but make sure you're always looking around for these crystals and everything to shoot. There are some hidden around in different places. And I wanted to show you this first time because when you come in here, here is the dungeon map. So don't miss that. That's going to really help you out. After you get the dungeon map though, it's just a matter of climbing out of here. You want to get up. But like I was saying, I'm not going to show you how to get each of the stones. It is the same method on each one, just a little bit different. So once you get the first one figured out, the other ones are pretty easy. But after you get the stones, you'll head out into the arena area. And as soon as you head out into the arena area, you'll notice that altar right there. I think that's what they referred to it as. Just go up to it, hit your death grip on it, and you'll plant that stone there. As you can see, one's there, and there's a place for 2 more, so you got to get all 3. And after every time, a door opens showing you where you need to go for the next time. So just make your way up there. Oh, and also too, after you plant that, each time you're going to have to take on these guys, but there's nothing too hard about them. Usually there's one boss guy, as you can see, kind of leading the skeletons, but he's not that much tougher. As you can see, he goes down pretty fast. So battle through that. Now this is the 3rd stone that you get, and something kind of interesting happens when you go to get it. You have this scene, but I'm going to leave it and end it on this scene. Make sure you watch the next video because it's going to have the boss scene, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to do it and what you need to do beforehand, especially after battling this guy. But hope you like this. As always, guys, take care and God bless.